Okay, so remember that they are changing my voice. So why should you believe me? Well, there's my 10-year legal and peaceful outdoor sparring challenge that no one has presented a viable counter-argument for, as it is the greatest martial art victory in human history. I often ask people, David's victory over Goliath, was it from heaven or was it from merely man? And exactly why? David himself had pointed out that when he strikes him down and cuts off his head, the whole world will know that there's a God in Israel. It connects to the end of the Bible, Revelation 19. That's why it talks about birds feeding on the flesh in both of them. And there's a warrior spirit in both of them. Christ is riding a horse, and the horse symbolizes the spirit. The Old Testament makes that clear. The horse is connected to the chariots of God. God is not literally riding a chariot. It is a war spirit. It's a dramatic war spirit that the people in the area understood. If they would have said that God's in the Royal African Falcon Martial Art Order, the people in Greece, in Rome, etc. would not have understood. That's all that is. Also, in John 10, it says Christ was set apart, and that's why they should believe him. He's set apart by his works, the works of the hand, the lead hand in sparring, okay, the hand techniques, the monotheistic martial art hand techniques that they try to cover up. Not the fairy techniques, not the propaganda techniques, not American or ISIS or any other propaganda. They have no viable counter-argument for my arguments. I bring that up all the time. I've never heard any Christian person who is debating something of such importance as the divine order, something beyond the existence of God itself, which is something that the vast majority of people in the world believe that God exists. So in a sense, that's not that important because it goes without saying. Someone is very much behind other people if they don't understand that God is real. But rather what the divine order is. No one has a strong argument as to why you should go to their church or listen to them about God, what have you. Again, I'm inclined to be very polite to people, you know. It's just these things have to be said. I'm persecuted and fumed and poisoned, and I can't beat around the bush or put it nicely. Okay, point number 3. I'm honest about what's going on. I haven't come across a single person who argues that they've remastered videos and they've changed the way people look, you know. They're not honest about these things. I'm honest about what's going on. I'm honest about things like I haven't been on a date since 2017 or so, and that is extreme, okay? It's 2023, and I'm a very romantic guy. I'm honest about that. Lots of people like to twist these things and act like somehow it's my fault and not the attitudes and sentiments and behaviors and beliefs of females. Okay? Obviously, I'm historically and still currently more attractive than the vast majority of guys. And the most handsome picture that I've ever seen with a universal scale was one of my pictures back in 2016 that they've edited since. The son of 2 doctors, one a brain surgeon's son. I say it all the time, even though people might think that I'm arrogant, but it's just the truth, and it has to be said, and it makes it clear that I'm to be taken seriously. Okay, when somebody is 6'4", has been doing martial arts for decades, and they make a challenge, okay, or rather 2 decades or so, and they make a top martial arts challenge, okay, it is clear that that challenge is to be taken seriously. It is clear that if you don't take it seriously, you're severely mentally ill or something. I've made countless videos where I point to various chapters in the Bible that prove my point. Okay, Psalm 18, Psalm 24, obviously 1 Samuel 17, Jeremiah 23:19. See, the storm of the Lord will burst out in wrath, the whirlwind swirling down the heads of the wicked. You see, while other churches are negligent in their duties in explaining what it means for Christ to come back on a cloud. I've made many, many videos, and I posted on TikTok, Facebook, I believe, and YouTube, these videos and these comments where I make it clear that the cloud is not just figurative, but it has to do with monotheistic martial arts. I've never in my life heard any church or anybody else make that argument. Isaiah 30:30 by itself should prove my point. Job, where it says God sends clouds to punish people. Okay, Isaiah 30:30, the Lord will cause people to hear his majestic voice and will make them see his arm coming down with raging anger and consuming fire with cloudburst, thunderstorm, and hail. There's the hail from Isaiah 28:17. Hail will sweep away your refuge to lie. Water will overflow your hiding place. Hail that weighs 100 pounds in Revelation as one of God's punishments. Okay? Not only does it bring up cloudburst and a strike, it goes on in Isaiah 30 about that strike. Isaiah 30 verse 31, the next verse after you'll strike him with cloudburst, thunderstorm, and hail, it goes on to say, the voice of the Lord will shatter Assyria. With his rod he will strike them down. Every stroke the Lord lays on them with his punishing club will be to the music of timbrels and harps as he fights them in battle with the blows of his arm. What is the cloudburst? It has to do with the essence of martial arts strikes, the blows of his arm. Other people don't even bring this up. When in Matthew 10, it demands that they declare the glory of God because they want to reinforce their kind of Harry Potter, Merlin, pagan kind of, magic tricks, Houdini, church culture. They're Simpson. Instead of the mighty warrior spirit of God, Simp, son, Flanders, church culture and cultures. They're often tied to military propaganda, and they want to pretend that their quote-unquote war arts are superior to martial arts that connect to God. They want to use it for monetary control and sexual control. As we see in America, the vast majority of Fortune 500 companies are owned by white Jews and LGBT people. Arguably, all of them. Okay, depending on how you define LGBT. This is not a coincidence. How can you do for the least of your brethren if you don't address social, political, and economic injustice? And as uncontrolled opposition. If you're just doing it as a Democrat or libertarian or conservative, quote unquote, doing it, you're just reinforcing the party line, which is how we get into this mess in the first place, where 9 million people starve to death a year, 3 million of them children. So it is obvious the difference between me and other people. They're fuming and poisoning me and changing my voice, and I'm telling you that that's what they're doing while other people aren't, because they're rolling with the devil. Thank you.